You are about to enter a great adventure.
This is Strutting from Gorilla.
All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us for a very special episode of Strutting from Gorilla. It's a little mini episode. And as you can see, Big Vito is not here next to me. It's actually our friend of the pod and newest member of the Gorilla crew is Sarge Mike Riley. Great to have you with us, man. Good to see you.
Thank you, Cash. Appreciate it, buddy. Thank you very
Yeah.
much. And Vito, miss you, pal. We'll see you soon.
Yeah, Vito was indisposed of today. Big storm here in New England, so affected everyone. But luckily, Vito's all right. He just couldn't make it today. But
as they say in the news industry, he's on assignment.
He's on assignment, definitely. So we just wanted to do this little intro for you guys because we got the opportunity to talk to Becky Lynch, the man. We had a brief little conversation. It was really wonderful to pick her brain about her approaches to wrestling. And she's going to be at a show right here in Boston just next week. The WWE Holiday Tour is December 27th, 7:30 at TD Garden in Boston. You can get your tickets at Ticketmaster.com. I think it's going to be a great show. I'm going. Sarge, you're going too. I think it's
I can't, unfortunately, Mike. I know I'm bummed. Well, there's a good reason. I'm going to be out of town on vacation, but
okay.
The show should be great, though. And I'll tell you, Mike, anybody that does want to go, and if you are on the fence, I highly recommend it. And you know what? Get a little extra cash from Santa and splurge with VIP, because every time the VIP backstage comes to Boston, they always do a great service to Boston. You're guaranteed to meet at least 2 to 3 superstars, and there are some good ones. There have been some good ones in the past. In fact, Mike, Becky Lynch might be one of them. Just saying. It's always a day of game, but she might be one of them.
You know what? Don't threaten me with a good time. I might just have to talk to my wife. See, let's make some money moves around here and search for that VIP. Who knows?
Fill that stocking with the cash for Mike Cash.
Man, it's from your mouth to God's ears. So, listen, we won't keep you guys from Becky Lynch any longer. We hope you enjoyed the interview we had. It was a fun chat with her, and remember to keep those podcast feeds refreshed. Check out our YouTube channel. Please subscribe. Keep listening. And until the next time, keep on strutting, jabronis.
Lifetime of mine, Becky. Previous lifetime of mine, Becky. I know you definitely don't remember, but you were in our Boston studio one time about 6-7 years ago. I had the chance to interview you. You were awesome, and really excited to have you back here. So really appreciate it.
Thank you.
So, so Becky, WWE live tour. Holiday Tour coming to the TD Garden on Wednesday, December 27th, and it is at the TD Garden. Tickets are still available by visiting Ticketmaster.com. And Becky, I know you being an Irish lady yourself, it's always nice to visit an Irish town like Boston, right?
Oh, there's always a little special affinity that I have for the Bostoners. You know, there's that kinsmanship. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. Luck of the Irish here, Becky. Before I'm going to just ask you a couple of questions, and Mike is going to ask a couple too, but the women's division right now is stacked. A lot of great talent and competition. Some matches you're really proud of so far in your career, and what do you look forward to working with in the future?
Gosh, I don't know. I think there's so many talented up-and-comers. One match that we haven't gotten to yet, I think, is numero uno on the docket is I got to shut up Nia Jax first, because we haven't had that match, which is unbelievable to think at this stage that Nia Jax and I have never gone one-on-one in a WWE ring, but it's true. And then there's the next stop, which is taking that title off Rhea Ripley, because that title, when I hold that title is the main event of every show. Now, her title has been seen in many main events, but not because she's been defending it. No, just because she's been the accompaniment to the main events, and I can't have that, and I'm sick of that. I am sick of that, and I'm going to take that title back off her, preferably at WrestleMania.
Becky,
and then, of course... Oh, sorry, go on.
No, please. No, sorry.
Keep going.
Oh no, and then of course I got to spend some time at NXT, and I got to look at who was coming up, and obviously Lyra is incredible. You have Tiffany Stratton, who has shown a huge amount of potential, and then there's other people that I've had my eye on. I think Thea Hale is somebody that I look forward to seeing how she progresses. She's somebody that's different. She's got this particular charisma about her that I really like and that I really enjoy. So I'm looking forward to one day stepping in the ring with her too.
Hey, Becky, you talk about the Wrestlemania preferably taking the titles off of Rhea Ripley, which I think you will, and you are no stranger to being in the main event at Wrestlemania, as it was 5 years ago, WrestleMania 35, and one of, I think, the greatest matches of all time, greatest endings of WrestleMania all time. That would be pretty awesome to do that again to main event WrestleMania, wouldn't it?
Why, absolutely, yes, it would. It would.
Hey, run it back. Let's get on it. Let's do it.
We're working on it. We're working on it.
We're working on it. So, Becky, Mike Cash here. Great to meet you. Thank you for your time. One of the things that I've noticed is over the length of your career, you've had several different iterations of your character. You talk about the last kicker, the man, big time Bex, what have you. All of them have been incredibly successful. And I'm just curious, in the landscape that is WWE, how do you approach reinventing your character and maintaining such a strong connection with the fans over the years?
I think it's always it's always driven by real feelings, right? Like, I think that is kind of how you approach things is what you're feeling. And I think the man especially was born out of a lot of frustration, a lot of angst of constantly being the bridesmaid, never the bride, and realizing that enough is enough, and it's time to stop sitting back and applauding everybody else and their efforts, and realize that your efforts haven't been appreciated enough, and that you're going to take your stance and you're going to put your flag in the cement that is WWE, and that is that's how the man came about. And then big time Bex is that feeling of having achieved it, of being the global superstar, being the top dog, of owning it. And so it's kind of all of these things that are very real feelings that then emanate into different iterations of Becky Lynch.
Right. And I appreciate that. And along with that, you talk about your approaches. I'm curious that when you're wrestling in a city like Boston, for instance, does that have any effect at all about how you prepare for the match and what your approach is to it?
I don't know that it affects how I approach the match, because I think how I approach the match tends to be the same every time. Every time I go out there, it doesn't matter how many people are in the crowd, and this is the way I've always been. I always want to put on my best performance, because I feel like anybody who has paid money to see me needs to see the very best version of me. So that doesn't matter if it is on a live event, if it is in a giant market like Boston, if it's on TV or if it's on pay-per-view. I try to bring my absolute best when I go out there every single time. But there is this extra layer of excitement when I go out in front of a crowd, like a Boston crowd, where I feel a home away from home. It feels like your people. It is the people that have rallied behind you to get you to the places that you once only dreamt about. And there is something special about that, whether it be that Irish bond or there's just, it's that proximity to home. There's a very special feeling that I get when I go out in front of the Boston crowd.
And it's an awesome week too, Becky, the week in between Christmas and New Year's, and definitely a great opportunity for the fans to come out. I know usually the travel schedule for you guys, Monday Night Raw, Friday Night SmackDown, and then a couple of non-televised shows on the weekend. So this is a real bonus for everyone here, and to be able to see you here in Boston is awesome. And Becky, I just, coming up on nearly 10 years in WWE, starting in NXT, I think it's pretty safe to say that you'd like to end your career in the WWE, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Look, growing up, WWE is what I watched. It's what I loved. It is the reason I became a professional wrestler. And then now having been in it, I love it. I love it. Uh I love the people. I love the audience, and I love being able to have been an important part of change. And I love that I get to continue to drive that, and that my voice matters in WWE. I feel listened to, and I feel like we have been able to change the landscape of women's wrestling forever. And that feels very special to me. So it's my home. It's where I really was kind of where I was born as a professional wrestler in many ways in terms of my influence, and it's where I'll retire.
I love it, Becky. And definitely you talk about that, the women's division, making it a premier thing. And when you hear professional women's wrestling, you think of Becky Lynch right away. So there you go. Becky Lynch coming to Boston, December 27th. I know you're excited to be back in Boston, Becky. We can't wait to see you. Thank you so much.
Thanks a million for having me.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah, have a very happy and safe Christmas, and we'll see you on December 27th.
Same to you. Happy holidays.
Thank you.
Thanks, Becky.